Greetings. Sitting down thinking about growing up in the islands and some of the things that I took for granted, some of the things that I did not realize has affected me as I grew up and I became a man. One of the most important things that I'm realizing is the fact that a very high percentage of us in the islands grew up without fathers being involved in the way that they should. I grew up in Antigua, New Winthrop's village, Blizzard to be exact, right next to Barnes Hill, our brother Barnes Hill. And almost every man that I knew had his wife or his woman, that is his main woman, and somebody else or others on the side. Now, being the fact that I grew up under the guidance of my grandmother and my mother, with uncles and aunts involved somewhat, but my grandmother was the main force. Very strict lady, very strict. And for a lot of years, it was just the norm. Even as I became a man, when I came to the States and I heard individuals speaking of growing up in a single mother's home and how difficult it was and all this stuff, at first I could not relate because I grew up in single mother home, although my grandmother was there, and they speak of that also, and it was okay. But you got to remember, your journey and another man's journey is not the same. You and another individual can grow and raise in the same house, live in the same house as kids all the way to adulthood. And the way you see the house or the dynamics of everybody in the household will be different than the other individual in some way, shape, or form. I guarantee it. That's just because we are individuals. So none of us are the same. Anyway, it's amazing that these ladies, these women, queens, were able to do what they did with these children. Another thing that I learned once I came to this country, United States, the Bronx to be exact, in 1989, I was 16, 17 years old. And just the fact that I was not around a lot of West Indians once I came to this country played a very significant role in the individual I became, because I was able to see another perspective. However, that which was embedded in me from yay big was very dominant also, without me even realizing it. For example, like I said, we all grew up in single mothers' households for the most part. I would say they did a wonderful job with me for the most part, but it was from a lady's perspective. So what ended up happening, well, from my perspective, I'm going to speak about me. I don't know if anybody else can relate, if later on in life you realize this, or maybe while I'm speaking, it might trigger something in your memory or your mind. If that's the case, then that's why I'm doing this. But my whole perspective on life was through a lady's eyes. So I grew up like that. Not that I was feminine or anything like that. But I do have a softer side, but I still am a lion when I need to be a lion. But for the most parts, I'm a pussycat. I'm gonna be honest with you. The lion comes out when he needs to. And when he comes out, it's a different situation. But like I've learned over the years, you don't want the lion to come out. So you as an individual have to learn to control the lion and keep the pussycat around most of the time. Figure out ways of getting around situations and de-escalating situations before it goes to a place where the lion comes out. That's something I learned over the years, and it has served me well, I must say. And all that comes with growth, all that comes with self-awareness, all that comes with inner strength. Because it takes a real man to be able to walk away. It's easy to pull a gun, it's easy to stab somebody, it's easy to punch somebody. It takes strength when a man or an individual is pushing you and pushing you and pushing you, and you're looking at that individual and you're saying to yourself, this person has no idea, not a clue what could transpire. Because you're already picturing everything, you're already sizing up the person, you already see the first, second, and third move that you're about to make before they even realize that something is going on. And they don't understand that, because at that moment they're all hyped and you're calm and just observing everything. I know, I'm one of those. And it has served me well, because I've learned how to navigate through a lot of difficult situations without it going where normally I know it could have went easily. But I try to prepare myself for those situations. In my quiet moments, I try to run scenarios through my head of situations. So when it happens, although it still catches you off guard, you're able to catch yourself quicker than if you have never, ever thought about that or ran any kind of scenario like that through your mind, or observe other individuals in those type of scenarios and see how they went about it. That's what life is about. You have to learn. You have to look at individuals around you, see what's going on, see what they're doing, see the good and the bad, the evil, and then you decide, okay, the good, I'll hold on to some of that and build on it. The bad, stay away from that. Yeah, you understand? That's what this is about. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Growing up in that household, they did a wonderful job raising me with morals, principles, good teachings, they instill good things in the roots. But it was from a lady's perspective for the most part. So I grew up thinking in my head, because that's all I did. It was all about making sure the women in my life were satisfied with me. Everything I did was to please the women in my life. And once I think that I've made them happy, I think that then things are okay. Big mistake. But I did not realize I was doing it because that's all I knew. That's all I knew. And can I hold resentment towards my mother, my grandmother? Hell no. Because I'm wise enough to know that's all they knew. So they could only give me what they know. But as an individual who is growing and learning, I know that it's something that I had to realize and now try to learn from the man's perspective also. Because there was something inside of me for so long that was just buried because I could not be who I really am. I'm that person that everybody knows. that fun-loving guy that sometimes keeps to himself and is very observant, and so forth and so on. And I like to think. I'm a thinker. I'm the same person, just a little deeper. I'm just wiser. I just know more. I have leveled up. And I realize there are much more levels to go. So I'm open to all these levels. There was a point in time when, you're not really, although you speak of it, you don't really realize, it's facts. It's levels to this shit. Levels to this shit. And you have to think about life in those terms. We know something now, but we're always trying to learn something else. And something else. And we know about this area. Let's move over to that area. See what's going on over there and over there. And across the country. And across the world. That's how we have to think. Because that's why we're on earth. To live life. To experience all that life has to experience. The good, the bad, the ugly. Because all of it we learn from. Turmoil and conflict is when you learn the biggest lessons. Sometimes you got to go through some fucked up situations in order to be okay. And come out okay. I'm telling you. I've lived it. I've done it. Facts. Take a sip. So, I'm saying this because I realize there are individuals who hold stuff against the parents. The way the parents treated them when they were kids, things the parents didn't do, mistakes the parents made. Listen. They did what they knew. You might said, yes, they could have done better, perhaps. But now you're an individual, you're an adult who knows better. You forgive them. You do better with your children. You don't carry on the same behavior. You do not carry on the same behavior that you know you hated when you were a kid. So why now you're doing it to your children? When you were a child, you hated certain behavior that your parents showed you, exhibited. But now you're doing the same thing and even worse to your children. Why? Makes no sense. It's ignorance. We're supposed to improve. You're supposed to be a better version of your parents and so forth and so on. That's what we're doing as black people. Lift up your head and understand we're not trying to stay at one level. It's upliftment. It's levels to this shit. Come on, people. So anyway, island. Growing up in the islands. There is so much that was taught to me that was wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I remember going to church and I'm getting, the Bible is being taught to me and all this stuff. But the person that is teaching it to you is doing all sort of stuff that I know my grandmother said is not supposed to be happening. And you go home and you say, Mama, yes, baby, can I talk to you? What? What's wrong? Mama, you tell me to go to church and I'm going to church and pastor is saying, and pastor is saying this and pastor is saying that, but then Mama, pastor is doing the opposite. Pastor is sleeping with this one and pastor got that one pregnant, and last week pastor was caught in his car on the beach with such and such wife. And my grandmother would say, it's the message, not the messenger. Listen to the message. Don't look at what the messenger is doing. As a child, that is confusing as hell. Do as I say, but not as I do. You can't do that as adults to your children. No, 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 no. Because children learn more by what they see. They're looking and they're listening to what you're doing as adults. That's what they're holding on to. So you keep on preaching and preaching and preaching, but your actions are not showing what you're preaching. It's not working. That's all I'm saying. Understand that. You tell your child, do good and do good and do good and do good, but you are the most evil person the child know. It's not working. So, we have to do better. And when you know better, you do better. Everything that my mother and grandmother did, whether good, bad, or ugly in my eyes at this point in my life, I accept it all and I love them from the depths of my soul. Because I know they did it with love. They wanted better for me. I know that about them. I can't speak about your mothers, fathers, so forth and so on. I can't speak. You know the person, the individual that they are. And if that pertains to them too, then bless them up and give them love. If they're not deserving, I understand. Because I know there are some parents that is not deserving. I get that. I get that. But understand also, none of us is perfect. You're going to do some shit that is fucked up, just like you think your parents were fucked up. So with that being said, even though you know they treated you fucked up, reach out. Let them know you love them and appreciate them for giving you life. Because without them, you wouldn't be here. And as long as you have life, there's possibilities. Understand that. Understand that. So all the hardship that they put you through when mommy and daddy ain't there because they're out, they're strung out on drugs or out there selling their bodies or whatever, gone across states and left you alone or in the gambling hall and you home alone or whatever it is. Selling you to friends for drugs and I know what's going on out there. Trust me. I read, I watch the news. It happens in my neighborhood. I know what goes on out there. I'm not no fool. Whatever hardship you're going through, keep on pushing. Because after the darkness, the light must come sometime, somehow. We don't give up. We keep pushing. Keep pushing, keep striving. Anybody abusing you, find a way to tell somebody, especially in this time with social media. Listen, you blow them up. Once you got facts, don't block nobody just for bullshit and try to ruin somebody's life when you know it's a lie. Don't do that. Because some way, somehow, that will come back to you too. Karma is real. There was a time when I said I didn't believe in karma. But yo, that shit is real. The shit that we put out there, it comes back to us. Sometimes tenfolds. 10 times worse than what you put out there, it comes back sometimes. Understand that. So do good. I know you're going to slip up from time to time because yo, nobody perfect. None of us. But you strive every day to try to make sure a very high percentage of what you do is good. In the 90s, if possible, every day in the 90s with good. Within the 10% or even less. I do a little bad. And being in bad, even evil thoughts is bad, trust me. Whenever something evil comes in my mind, I gotta catch myself. Because I'm still working on me, you know what I mean? I still come up short, trust me. Still think evil, still sometimes, think about doing some things and some things and some things, and I have to catch myself and say, nah, that ain't what this is about. This is about upliftment. When you're talking about upliftment, you have to uplift yourself first. You have to love yourself first. You have to respect yourself first. When you do that and do it truly, everything has fallen into place, because guess what? Once you love and respect yourself, you now do certain things to yourself. That's a no-no. You ain't doing certain things to yourself. So therefore, you ain't going to do certain things to other individuals, other people. It's love and respect to other people also. Anybody that's not coming at you with that, you kindly move away from them. That's it. You step around them. I realize in this life, people is just like another object. Just like a rock. Where you step around a pebble or step over a pebble and step around a rock or climb over a rock. People are the same way. You on your journey, wherever you're going, and somebody's in your way, you step around them, step over them, whatever you need to do, move them out your way, whatever you need to do. But you always start with the least resistance. You try to talk and listen. I'm not on any of that negative stuff, please. You do your thing over there. I respect you from over there. You respect me from over here. We good. You always try that first. But when an individual don't understand, then you have to let them understand with other means. You understand what I'm saying? You understand? But we ain't trying to go there because it's love Rasta I deal with. Love. Until I die, I don't want to have another physical altercation or argument with another soul on this earth. That's my aim. And I'm going to try my best to do that. Not saying there's not going to be no discussion, but when you start get to that argument and cussing at each, I'm not with that with nobody. It not happen. Point blank, period. So if you pan that, I just walk, leave you. Kindly, respectedly. But yeah, keep it moving. That's how you be. I nothing. This world big enough that me can be over there doing my thing, you over there doing your thing. And you're living your life and everybody good and me good and you good. Yo. Because if I go there with somebody, it has to be of substance. Of something that is worthy of us going there. I don't have time to waste with bullshit. And worthy of going there is when you mess with family and shit like that. Major shit. Talking words and a look. Somebody look at you funny or somebody say something or what. That ain't nothing to me. A man words don't mean a shit to me. The same money in my pocket, the same loved ones I have. At the end of the day, whatever he say changes nothing. That actually means something to me. It's his opinion. Everybody have their opinion and y'all have to understand that. As long as that man don't come in your face and, I'm getting in your space and, you know what I'm saying? He can say anything from over there. It's fine. He's entitled to that. It's free speech. That's his opinion. He can curse and carry on from over there. That's fine. Once he doesn't come within my space in a threatening manner, we are okay. And once you start coming in my space, I'm going to say, big man, I'm not on that. Please keep it over there. I'm going to ask you respectfully. Ask you once, twice, and I see you still advancing. Then it's something else. And when it happens, you cannot blame me. Because I'm going to try my best to. Because I don't want to do it. And that's how I need people to be. Try your best not to go through that with nobody. Especially black people. Listen, man. We're hurting each other too much. We got to start uplift each other, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. These neighborhoods that we're fighting for, these blocks that we're fighting for, it's not even ours, big man. Youth, ghetto youth, hood youths. Listen, especially you may talk, because I can relate to you. I didn't grow up in the hood, but I was in the vicinity. I know hood people. I grew up around hood people. I know hardship. I can't lie and tell you, I know what it is to go hungry. I don't know what that is. But I know what it is to just have just enough. I know what that is. I know it is like, just barely keeping our head above water. I know what that is. And that's just like being in the ghetto, trust me. Maybe not the rough and tumbling and not as severe. I get it. But I take nothing from the ghetto. Trust me, I know you're rough. I know ghetto life not easy. Trust me, I know that. So I take nothing away from that. I understand. So that's what I tell me I can relate. Because me never born in, me don't know about up there in the mansion and all them kind of things, me don't know about that. But me know about ghetto life. I'm not ghetto people. I loving people, you know. It's just the circumstances why here we fight and go on the way we go on. But loving people, ghetto people are loving people. Talented people. Trust me. You see that crab in a barrel mentality, them a chopping out. Let me tell you something, man. At one point, that was a good thing, you know. That was made to be something good, you know. Meaning, crab in the barrel. That means all of us down in the ghetto, in the barrel, in the gutter, and down the rough. So that's like a crab in a barrel, down in the bottom of the barrel, hot water. Down the hot. Them crab down there try to get to the top, get out to that hot water at the same time with the ghetto. Man, I try to get out to that rough hardship. Man, I try to climb out. And it look like if, well, man, I try to pull one down. Well, it turned to that narrative because they changed it. So now that's how we're looking at it. But that's how it's supposed to be. It's rough. They get to so rough that man, I try to climb out. And sometimes you push by another man's hand and try to push and try to get out. But all of us trying to get out. It was supposed to be a good thing where, we're trying to get out. But what we're supposed to do is elevate. While one man up, you pull up another one, he climb up feet, so you go up higher, and come up and make a chain and go up. Help one another. That's the better way. But they took that narrative and twisted it and made us think that it's about down there fighting each other and this and that. No. Listen, crab in a barrel, at the bottom of the barrel, hot water down there, boiling water. So them down there try to get out. So whoever on top, them a grab on and try to get out. At the ghetto that. At the ghetto that. So that crab in a barrel thing was once a good thing. Was good explanation to say, it's not bad and evil and people bad and evil, you know. It's the conditions that they live in, man. Make a man get to a point where he say, fuck it. It's me and me alone. Fuck another man. Me on a heart. Me a steel heart. Concrete heart. Lion heart. Not even lion heart, because lion heart a good man. Lion. Rasta business. But you understand me say? Crocodile heart. That's what man just come up and say that they turn them kind of man they. And because I don't want to be nice. And because I don't want to be nice. But it's because of the situations that they come up in. They have to turn like that. When in the jungle, they become a lion, you know. I get eaten, you know. You understand? I either predator or prey, you know. No man want to be prey. So everybody want to be predator. So when they have a whole heap of predator, they know are problems. With a love we must live with, boss. And like, listen, me just a start out of this thing, you know, but inspiration me deal with. And as black people, all of us can do something. Like this is me, this is my part. Just so that even one person, one individual, see what me say and realize, I truly what dread us, you know, through the Rasta, you know. And when you hear me say Rasta, me talk because I love me come from. That's how I mean a Rasta about. Rasta love. Some of the doctrines and this and that, hey, me with all that. Love and Rasta. And Rasta man, with me a youth man, are the only adult ever had a conversation with me. Every other adult that me ever know in my life talk down to me when me a youth. This man used to have dialogue with me, conversation, with exchange of ideas and words back and forth. And I respect the man there. And just because of that, I see how the man they live and all the man preach of love. Love of oneself and love of others. And what the man they tell me from way back then, if you do that, your life good. And although me hear them things, but come through and just be in me all this time, but me not live it to the fullest. Me strive to live it to the fullest, boss. Love. If you come around me and you now come with positivity and love and togetherness, I'm going to remove myself or I'm going to approach you and say, big man, or young lady, that's not what we're doing here. I'm not doing that. And if that's what you're on, I have to remove myself. If that's where you want to stay, yo, man, I have nothing against that, you know. That's your life. You do whatever you want. But for me, it's not for me. I have to remove myself. And I hope that everybody that might do that too, if it ever happen, will respect it. You know what I mean? Because, and like if I hate you or anything like that, and that's what me pan, big man. I hate nobody. But if you do something that I'm not really into, you can't want me hang around to that. Just like if me do something that you're not into. You know what? You're not going to hang around with that. If me carry your church and you know you're a gangster. No, I don't want to go to church because I'm a gangster. You understand? I'm just a John reference. You get what I say? Me not too with the church business right now. You understand? Me in a relationship with God, the Almighty, the Creator. A one-on-one, selfish relationship. And me here alone. And you better have the same one with him. A selfish one. You don't here alone. Because you don't here alone upon this earth. He is I and I am him. God is in me. Me and God made us in his own image. That's me and me and God. And you better look at yourself the same way. Every ghetto youth, every black empress, every black princess, every little black king, no matter what age you be, you're black king, you're black queen. And that's where I come from. Royalty. Own up to it, people. When I say walk on and puff up your chest and go on kind of way now. No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying inside, you know. And you hold that proud. I'm a king. I'm a queen. And you walk this earth with that inside you. That means certain things you not do, certain things you not tolerate. That's how we live with life. You understand? Like I say, me learn certain things, and as I learn, me spread it. Because that's what we're supposed to do. A lot of our elders die and pass on a lot of knowledge that they had. No. When you learn something, spread it, man. Give it to the youths. Give it to other elders, because there are other elders that's lost too. And not just the youths alone, you know. All of us, because there are things that I still lost about. It's other people I look to for inspiration, for guidance from time to time. Because none of us is perfect. And understand, you never want to be the smartest person in any room or any organization or any group that you're in. You want a man smarter than you or as smart as you. Iron sharpen iron. You want a man for bounce ideas off of. Dialogue. Learn shit from each other. That's what this is about. And also, some people is under the impression that because a man dumb, or a man didn't go to school, or a man didn't this, or a man didn't that, he dumb and he this and that, you can't learn nothing from me. Foolishness. You can learn from anybody. The dumbest, most ignorant person has something to teach you. Be observant. Be observant. Absorb everything. Watch what's going on around you.